So behind me I've got a raw tray and I've got a finished tray, and today I'm going to take you through a closer look at how our trays are made. Our most common tray in our XT tray range is our 1750 long by 1850 wide dual cab tray. These trays are made to suit all of your dual cab utes. So you've got your Cruisers, you've got your Hiluxes, D-Maxes, Navaras, BT50, Amarok, Ranger, all those utes. It only takes one tray and one set of chassis rails, and then you've got your XT tray. So behind me I've got a Ford Ranger with that XT premium tray on it. Yeah, the XT premium tray is pretty much our most common tray if you're just going to be running a tray no canopy. So what you get with the XT premium tray is straight up the only difference compared to the rest of our tray range is the drop down side. So you get your drop down sides, you get a choice of rear draw size, choice of water tank size, reverse lights, your LED tail lights, under tray toolboxes, headboard with headboard spare wheel mounting, and as well as the XT tie down grid in the base of the tray. Next level down is our XT standard, and that's most common for if you're running a canopy. So the only difference between that tray and the premium tray is there's just no drop down sides on the XT standard tray. And there you've got our base tray, which is essentially again all the same features as the XT premium standard, but that's just minus the drop down sides and the headboard. If you're wanting to run a canopy and you're not planning to take it off, the XT base tray removes that headboard, can shift everything up 100 mil, and then it's more suited if you're never going to be taking that canopy off. So behind me here I've got a 1750 long by 1850 wide tray in a raw form. So this is pretty much all fabbed up, ready to go to powder coat. We've also got a 1600 log variant, not quite as popular and something that we don't always have in stock, but the 1750 long by 1850 wide is certainly the most popular. The construction of the tray is fairly straightforward. It is an aluminium based tray mounted to a zinc plated and powder coated steel chassis rail. Chassis rail is just there purely for a bit of strength, so you've got a solid base mounting your aluminium tray base too. Using the zinc plated steel chassis rail, we've then also developed a universal mounting system within the chassis rail itself, meaning that this tray can mount to all your dual cab utes, your Cruisers, your D-Maxes, Navaras, Hiluxes, Rangers, all of those dual cabs, this tray can then mount to using a specific vehicle mount. Now speaking of vehicle mounts, this here is the mount that bolts directly to the chassis rail, a zinc plated and powder coated steel mount for a bit of extra strength as well. And that is then a vehicle specific mount which bolts straight to the chassis rail. Within the chassis rail we've also got provisions for running hoses like water tank hoses or any 12 volt accessory wiring that needs to go through the tray. Nothing is zip tied or bolted to the chassis apart from the tray mounting itself. From the chassis rail we've then go to our aluminium tray base. So the tray base is huck riveted to the chassis rail, so your huck rivets are used in your aerospace, they're used in the truck industry chassis as well. And between that aluminium and steel component is an industrial adhesive glue to stop electrolysis. Moving up from there, you've got your top hats on the top, which then incorporates our nutsert system. So you've got your tie down grid or the tie downs for the canopy as well. And then with those top hats, you've got a variety of different mounting options when it comes to draw size, water tank size, and a few other mounts and stuff as well for things like water pumps, or if there's anything else you can fit underneath the tray and want to mount it to, there's usually a mount there to hold it all. The headboard is a 100mm headboard, and that is leaving a cavity space for a 30-litre headboard water tank. On top of that, you've also got your headboard square wheel mounting, so if you want your spare up and forward, if you're running just a tray and you don't want it underneath the car anymore, say you're running a 33 or 35 tie and it doesn't fit, that spare bolts straight to the headboard with the headboard mounting already in the tray. You then also got space for your headboard mesh to bolt in as well to protect your glass in the back window of your ute, and then the option of running a water tank in the headboard as well. Your water filling process for the headboard water tank or the gravity fed water tank is all done through the headboard up the top here. You've got your breather and your fill point that comes through the top of the headboard, or it can be back fed through the tap out the back. Now behind me I've got a finished tray on this Ford Ranger Next Gen. This is the XT Premium tray and it's finished in a Manix Black. Now we have two options when it comes to powder coat black. We've got a Manix and we've got a matte. The Manix Black is a bit more of a texture, a slight ripple to it, not too much, but it can handle those tougher conditions like being at bush, on the work site, you know, throwing things in the back of the ute. You can just handle that little bit better. Your matte finish is more of a satin soft finish. It shows up your fingerprints a little bit more. Similar to a lot of the bull bars on the market with that glossier satin sort of finish, that is your matte finish on the tray. Now we also can color code your under tray toolboxes as well. We can color code your canopy doors as well. From there, every tray has provisions for drop down size, and it's in the specific locations to suit the canopies that are suited to the tray. So on this 1750 long tray here, we've got drop size holes to fit your 800 and 1100 canopies, and then with your 1500 canopy, there's just no drop sides at the back. Got vehicle specific infill plates to suit between the tray and the cab to fill that space, and that is then where the fuel filler is also mounted. And for a lot of these dual cab utes, that's straight back into the factory position. So things like backflow and then high flow for your diesels is no issues on where that fuel filler is. You've then got your adjustable guard, which is then bolted to the tray. You've then got your boxes, which are also bolted. So if you damage a guard, if you damage a box, it's as simple as giving us a call and we can send you out a new one. We've got the stainless steel hinges and latches. We use the stainless steel as a powder coated option, just peels off and looks horrible after only a few months. On all of our edges, we also round all of the edges on the tray, and this is because if you leave a sharp corner on any surface when it comes to be powder coated, that powder coat is just going to start peeling off. So in every corner of the tray, it has a rounded finish to ensure no powder coat's going to peel off. Similar reason to our chamfered headboard. If you've got a bit of box tube, that powder coat is just going to come straight off with the sharp edge, especially when it's copying things like the wind, the bugs, stones, all that sort of stuff. That powder coat is just going to come straight off because of that sharp edge. Moving to around the back, I mentioned that we have a few different size drawers and water tank options. Now I'm going to speak on the 1750 drawer and water tank options as that's our most popular. Running through the size, you've got a 900 drawer with a 60 litre water tank, you've got a 1200 drawer with a 40 litre water tank, or you've got a 1500 drawer, and you can either option that with no water tank or the 30 litre headboard water tank option as well. You can also add in the 30 litre headboard water tank to be plumbed into the main tank, so you can go up to 70 or 90 litres in total, all up front of your dual cab tray. The drawer's all lockable using our turn locks, so this can all be locked up, fully sealed. So it comes with a bench top, which can be removed or can be moved to suit whatever rear accessories you have on the back of your canopy. We don't do a full length table due to the fact that whatever rear accessories you have, like a chainsaw box, spare wheel, jerrycan holder, it's going to limit how much you can open this table based on where it hinges. Reverse lights as a standard, you've got your LED tail lights as a standard, and then we also relocate all your sensors, your BSN radars, your reverse cameras if your vehicle's got them. This range is a cab chassis, so it doesn't have any of those accessories at all, but that is all part of our fitting costs in terms of relocating your BSN radars, your cameras, and your sensors. Now lastly, under tray toolboxes are a standard. There's no option of not having them. They are on every tray that we do. Again, sealed and lockable, and with the ability to mount accessories such as your air compressors or water pumps if you want that in the box. So there you have it. That's a very detailed run through of our tray range and how they're made. If you want a quote for yourself, jump onto a website, fill out an online quote form and build your own tray and canopy package there, or you can give us a call on 9794 8311 or email us at info@wigley-engineering.com.au.